Hi everyone! So I'm just back from the video shoot of this model. So this might be my last model this year and I really wanted to make it special. So, as you've seen in the video, this thing is quite, let's say it has quite high performance. It can reach over 16 kilometers an hour and it has enough torque to just spin and drift and skid steer and even turn the wheels in the opposite direction and stuff like that. So, how did I get here? Well, I was fiddling around in LEGO Digital Designer and I wanted to make it the smallest, most compact possible chassis that has proper independent suspension, all-wheel drive, steering of course, and to make it as simple as possible. So, I'm using one motor to drive each wheel, and to have everything as compact as possible I came up with my own CV joints. So I'm basically using a pulley wheel with a pin which is held by a ring from the Lord of the Rings minifigures, and this allows me to have a very narrow chassis, so it still fits 1 to 12 scale, because if I were to use the CV joints from the Ford GT it would be at least two studs wider, and then if you calculate back multiplying by 12, that would mean that the real vehicle would be over 2 meters wide, and most real vehicles, cars especially, are not over 2 meters wide, so I'm using my own solution for more compact chassis. So that was the chassis, and of course to mention that I also wanted a working steering wheel, and of course the steering wheel steers along with the wheels. So once I had a working chassis, I was googling around what kind of a body to put on, and of course I encountered the Audi S1 e-tron it's drifting around and doing stunts, and I was really inspired with that, and I managed to download an STL model. I removed a few things like the doors and stuff in the Blender so that I could replicate the interior exactly as I could. And basically I managed to get a working steering wheel, bucket seats, interior, console, monitors, things like that. Everything is there and I'm really happy with how it turned out. And I also had my internal goal that I want to make everything with under 1200 parts or something like that. And well, the end model came out with exactly 1200 parts. And I'm really happy with just how robust it is. During video shoot I only had a few crashes. Some body work would come off and stuff like that, but when it comes to driveline and the chassis, it's really robust. The only thing I have to replace is probably one of the CV joints in the front, because if you're steering at maximum lock, going against each other, that's a very high load for the CV joint. So yeah, it's not bulletproof, nothing is indestructible, but given the performance and the requirements that I put for myself, and just the way how small everything ended up, I'm really happy how it turned out. Oh yeah, one more thing worth mentioning. Also, when building this model, I wanted to keep it as easy as possible to recharge. So we have a port here in the back for recharging, the buoys in the rear, and in the front I can just remove this part of the upper spoiler, and now I can access the buoys here for the charging. And you can also see the steering mechanism here, which goes basically back to the steering wheel. Last worth mentioning is the control profile. So for this model, because I have independent motors for each wheel, I'm actually using 3 track steer mixers. The first one takes the input from this slider and hopefully the model won't escape. It turns the wheels in opposite directions. The second slider, the second controller, is just normal gas forwards and backwards, and it goes to the other 2 mixers, and the 2 other mixers are using which are controlled with triggers here, well, to turn the model on the spot. And for steering, I'm just using buttons here for analog steering. I kind of slowed down the steering a bit, so to have a bit more of a response time. But of course I'm also using a different profile when I'm driving it, when I want high accuracy. In that case I'm just using this joystick for normal steering, which is more responsive and much more accurate. So yes, this is basically the model. As usual, of course, I will attach the download link for the LEGO Digital Designer version. And with that, I think I'm slowly ending this year. I'm gonna concentrate more on holidays. And I would like to thank you everyone for watching, and well, stay awesome. Bye bye.